My daughter's birthday was today, and she came back from elementary school, telling me that her bully got physical with her and put his hands around her neck, and I was never notified by the teacher, which is setting off my alarm bells because I think she tried to bribe my daughter to stay quiet. Posted by you/cream proof. Just found out that my youngest daughter, 8 years old today, was choked at school by a little boy. She asked her nanny to tell me what happened because she was very upset when she was picked up after school. It's her dad's side's dinner day. Apparently, a classmate told the teacher, but nothing was done. When she was released, she told the teacher, and the boy's mom was called. My daughter then got a birthday present from the teacher. It sounds more like hush money. I was not called by the school, and I'm livid. I'm going to the school tomorrow to rip some skin off the teacher with the principal. If there's supposed to be zero tolerance for bullying, why is this being tolerated? This, to me, is more than just playground roughhousing. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Wait, the teacher paid your kid? When you say hush money, do you actually mean money? Ops response. No, but a special treat is a bribe to me. Commenter 2. This level of negligence by the teacher is so disgusting. Did they even tell the principal what happened? Please report back tomorrow and tell us what happened. Your daughter deserves much better, and I'm glad you know it. Update 1 day later. I met with administration over the school today, unannounced. I brought with me the above letter for the principal and the teacher. No, the principal and assistant principal had no clue about the incident. Surprise. Damage control was immediately apparent from them. It was confirmed that policy was not followed, and I should have been informed immediately upon knowledge of the altercation. My daughter should have seen the staff nurse, who would have also called me. An investigation has officially begun, and my daughter, along with any other witnesses, the boy in question, and the teacher, are to be questioned regarding the event. Also, education is to be had with this teacher about upholding district policies around bullying, communication, and discipline. I am to have a response of what has been done to handle the incident by Wednesday of next week. I'll update again when I hear something. The fact that the principal wasn't aware of the situation speaks volumes about the teacher. I made it clear I am loud about advocating for my babies. Thank you to everyone who commented on my original post for the encouragement and reassurance that, in fact, I was never overreacting. Transcript of Ops letter to the school. On September 25, 2025, when I picked up my daughter, redacted, from her nanny at 6 p.m., she reported to me that another student, boy's name, had placed his hands around her throat and choked her. She told me, "I couldn't breathe, Mama." When I asked her if she was choked, she said yes. She also reported that he repeatedly yanked her arm until it hurt, and she continues to be sore this morning, September 26, 2025. According to, redacted, Ms. Teacher, she was informed by one student while this was happening but did not hear the student. When daughter got away from the boy, she told Ms. Teacher herself about the incident. The child in question and daughter were talked to by their teacher to determine if the allegations were true. She said, student did admit to choking and pulling her arm, and Ms. Teacher wrote him up and told her that she'd give her a special treat the next day, September 26, 2025. An apology was made by Ms. Teacher, who also mentioned that she thought the boy's parents were called. As a very upset and concerned parent, I would like for a few things to be acknowledged and addressed. Another student has put his hands on my daughter in a violent manner. I was not notified by any of school, elementary staff. My child was not examined by the staff nurse to determine if she was injured and needed medical attention. The standard protocol for a strangulation incident, or any other violent incident on school grounds, was not followed. 2025 to 2026 District-wide K-12 Student and Parent Handbook, page 63. Upon the finding by a school administrator that a student has committed an act of bullying, or is a victim of bullying, the administrator or designee shall notify the parent, guardian, or other person having control or charge of the student by telephone call or through written notice, which may be done electronically. The school not addressing such an incident can make way for the possibility of more escalated occurrences toward other students, and could lead to serious cases of bullying and injuries. The zero-tolerance policy for bullying has clearly not been held to the standard that the district promises. I feel that if situations like this aren't handled correctly, something worse may happen in the future. This boy could be very dangerous to other children, and even, redacted, adults, in the future. In addition, I would like to report that I have learned that another little boy, redacted, who isn't in Ms. Teacher's class, has been hitting, pushing, and kicking other children, including my daughter. It continues to happen quite often, and no reports have been made from the students at school to their teachers or other staff. In conclusion, this letter has been hand-delivered with the intention of informing you of the incident, my expectations, and my intent to keep my child, and other children, free from harm. This is my most important concern. Student safety. I intend to meet face-to-face with you as many times as necessary for a resolution and explanation as to why I wasn't immediately contacted at the time of the event, how this will be handled going forward, and the action plan to address it. I have the expectation that you will evaluate the lack of priority for safety and transparency with diligence, and that I be kept in the loop. I request to receive written updates via letter or email correspondence. I will always be the biggest advocate for children, and I expect the same from the schools they attend. Thank you, UP. CC, other recipients. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I'm not a parent. I don't know how you guys don't find these little gremlins and drop kick them into their next life cycle. That's horrifying. Op's response. I told the principal that I wrote that statement with steam coming out of my ears, and I was finding it very hard to keep my composure, seeing how a child just assaulted my daughter. She was very humble, to my face at least, and apologetic. I'm hoping I don't have to go back up there. All composure will be lost next time. Commenter 2. You should CC that to the superintendent of the district and to your state education board. Absolutely absurd. Op's response. My plan is to forward this letter, along with whatever communication I receive from the school with their resolution, to the Board of Education. Commenter 3. How is your daughter doing? Op's response. She's all right, but she doesn't want to be around that boy anymore, understandably. I took her to see her favorite aunt and uncle, and they loved on her and checked on her. She and I have been talking about how she feels about what happened, and it seems that because I assured her I was handling things, she's calm. But I did check her out after I met with the principal, because I just wanted to have eyes on her. Second update 4 days later. So, as y'all know, I went up to the school unannounced Friday afternoon. The principal had no idea what I was talking about, but assured me that she would get to the bottom of it all. This was around 1 p.m. on September 26, 2025. At roughly 5 p.m. that same afternoon, I received a phone call from my daughter's teacher advising me of the incident and apologizing for not calling me the day the incident happened. She stated, "I just didn't know how to tell you." What a load of crap. I let her know that if I had been called Thursday afternoon, I wouldn't have had to make a trip up to the school Friday, and we wouldn't be in this predicament. I'd be more understanding and patient with her in the school, but that's not what happened, and I expect immediate repercussions for all responsible parties involved. She again apologized and ensured that she was going to handle the boy and has written him up and contacted his parents. After I made it a point to go speak with the principal. Shows she never had intentions to in the first place. Yesterday the principal met with my daughter, the boy in question, and the other boy that had been pushing and kicking kids at recess. Both boys admitted to what my daughter described to her principal, so both of them were expected to receive consequences equal to the seriousness of the offense. Her principal called me around 5:30 p.m. yesterday evening to let me know that she has taken action towards the bullies, and she has also contacted both sets of parents to advise them of their children's poor behavior and the consequences they would receive. For school policies, I was not able to have details on what disciplinary actions were assigned to each student, but because my daughter and the boy who choked her share a classroom, I can confirm that he was checked out before lunch and directly after my girl met with administration herself. This leads me to believe that he has been suspended. I just don't know for how many days. While in conversation with the principal, she advised me that she met with all of the teachers to have additional training on proper ways to report incidents such as this, and how to avoid having them in the first place. She let me know each teacher has been educated on how to keep a better eye on the students during recess. They're not out to socialize with each other, but to teach the children proper ways to play with each other, avoiding violence or acts of bullying. I thanked her for filling me in and handling this situation with urgency, but I expect better communication from the school, and her standards shouldn't be any less than that, either. It might be over right now, but my trust has been broken to the point where I'm not sure they are 100% honest with us parents, and they haven't been open and transparent with incidents similar to what my daughter went through. I hope this isn't a trend that I just stumble upon, and I hope that this never happens again to any student or family. Thank you all for the encouragement through this. I appreciate the advice and reassurance through it all. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. What really pisses me off here is the lack of consequences for the teacher. You should tell the school what she told you about not knowing how to tell you. It's good that every teacher is being reminded about the policies, but I would want to know that this rises at least to the level of a severe formal warning for the teacher. I hope that the school is really doing the right thing with the kid too, but I understand you don't get to know the details. That is normal. But if he suddenly reappears in your daughter's class in a few days, you make sure you remind the school that they have a duty to protect your daughter, and that you can still involve the police if that will help the right things to happen. Commenter 2. As a parent, this isn't good enough. Your child was choked. Expulsion should be the only option. People like that need serious help, and public schools cannot provide it.